No, I think Netflix is going for the global play. That's the bit simple.
Everybody.
Yeah, but it's now more apparent than ever, and they are doing more to do that.
It's been apparent. It's been apparent. It's been apparent. Jeff. It's been apparent.
They're grabbing money now. They want to grab money, man. Because there's a lot of these shows that are so simple, and I don't want to say bad and stuff, but you end up watching them anyway, like The Ranch. No, you don't know it.
I know it, but I don't watch it.
They have all these. No, it's this sort of. It's a reunion of some of that '70s show cast. Actually, it has Ashton Kutcher and Danny Masterson and
I heard about
also
this.
recurring cast. I think what's his name? Fez from that '70s show. Wilmer Valderrama. Yeah,
You know who fuck Lindsay Lohan?
he's with Demi Lovato now. But anyway, not
See,
about.
this motherfucker.
They broke up. They broke up.
Okay,
Going
okay.
on some other shit.
But
I love you how he just mentioned that like it's something we should know.
But it's a simple, like, it's a 25-minute series. It's lighthearted. It's like this guy living on a ranch. He comes back from college, and he's just reconnecting with old people, and he kind of reconnects with his old flame. It's very shallow storyline. Then you have, like, Master of None, and they're all going for all these simple things.
Have you guys watched Master of None?
We
What do you
talked
guys
about
think?
Master of None. Me and Nick and Ava, we talked about it because I didn't think it was. I stopped watching. I tried watching, but I stopped
wow.
watching. No,
Yeah.
You didn't
I
like
don't
it?
think it's very good, to be honest.
I liked the first season a lot
think it was
because I
pretty
thought
good.
they were doing, like, they were showing real life situations properly, and it was like, I thought they were intentionally being awkward about it. But now the second season, I watched the first 2 episodes, and I'm not interested at all. I don't know what it is. I just know.
so let me
I have a little bit of a
So let
problem
me-
with
let
the
me- so let me
acting or
do-
the
so let
writing
me-
in the show.
let me do
Something
my
in that
thing.
is
Yeah.
wrong with it.
let me do my thing for a second.
You're listening to Amsterdam International Radio, Amsterdam's international music hub.
We're talking about Netflix and what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah.
Three Angry Men. I'm Oliver, and I'm about to go on a rant.
And I'm Duncan.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Nick, and I'm about to agree with the
They're
rest.
about to listen to my rant. Master of None is a good example.
Can you please
Yeah.
we explain.
So you know the show?
No, man.
Okay, so Master of None is a show
another
by
show.
Aziz
stand-up
Ansari.
comedian Aziz Ansari. That is about just the life of a late 20s, early 30s something person in the big city.
It's
living life.
about the immigrant's life in New York,
Yeah.
basically,
it's
or second generation.
about-
it's
immigrant.
a
it's
second
about
generation
the-
immigrant version of Girls.
I was
It's
just
a
about to say
popular
that.
show. It's a very popular
Yeah, it's
show.
very, very popular.
Yeah.
show.
very
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
high ratings.
I've seen it.
Nines.
I've seen.
Girls?
I think I've seen the trailer.
Girls,
Mhm.
Master of None, and Atlanta are all the same show,
Yes,
but then
Oh, yes.
focused on different types of people doing the same thing. So with Girls, they do it about women, particularly white women, white rich women,
Yes. Yeah.
Suburban.
young rich white women. That's the focus there. And then with Atlanta, they went for poor black people,
Yeah.
essentially that like music. And then with
The
Master
urban
of
people,
None,
the urban.
they went for like
Second
seedy
generation.
second generation immigrants,
Yeah.
urban, hipster, millennial,
That kind of
multi-culti
stuff.
people. But it's always about our daily life and the awkward things that happen in it, and us just trying to make it as a person, just trying to live life.
This
Yeah.
one particularly about New York because
Yeah.
it's so diverse. There's a lot of diversity.
They wanted to do what girls didn't do with New York properly.
But these shows,
Yeah.
exactly. But you see, these shows, listen, man, there have been greats before you. To all you motherfuckers out there, to Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover, to Lena Dunham, to Aziz Ansari, there have been greats before you who did this properly. This is very, very hard to do. Don't
Give us
feel bad.
examples.
Yeah.
Seinfeld,
Oh, true.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. Also Larry David.
the best one in my, and I'm gonna put it out there, so don't attack me. My humble opinion, the best one
Oliver's.
ever, Louis. For me,
Oh,
really,
Louis is good.
to me,
Louis
that's
is
the
good.
best
But yeah,
version of this.
I put Louis and Curb Your Enthusiasm next to each other as well. It's the same thing.
And I haven't seen a Curb
Yeah, you have to, man.
So that might be.
It's
so
also
I'll
one
give
of the
you that.
highest rated comedies of all time.
It's a,
Yeah,
I
you
know
should-
it's very
you
good.
should
I've
watch
watched
and
it.
Louis is there.
Louis, because it's the
See,
same idea.
the
Because
issue
they're
is-
always about. It's always comedy. Also, that's
Yeah.
the first thing. But what Louis doesn't forget, what these shows forget, what Seinfeld didn't forget, what Curb Your Enthusiasm didn't forget, what this is another show I'm forgetting. I'll mention later when I remember, is that you also have to be funny still.
Yeah, just as
It's
a person.
still a comedy. It's a comedy show.
They always forget
You
that
have to
shit.
remember,
Yeah.
Because they're so into their thing that they're doing. Like it's so into themselves. Like, oh, see how awkward. Like, see how my life, it's weird. 'Cause it's always about themselves in a way. They're
Yeah,
all
yeah.
playing a version of themselves.
What the funny thing about these shows is also the creator, the person who writes that shit, is
Plays-
also
it's
playing
all-
in the show.
Because that's the formula for these type of shows. Seinfeld
Yeah.
does it.
Mm-hmm.
Curb Your Enthusiasm does it. Louis
Louis
also
does
does
it,
it. That's
yeah.
the
A
formula
lot of the
these type
things
of
are
shows.
based on stories that have actually happened to them.
It's these
Yeah.
shows about life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like their like interpretation of their own life. It's sort of like almost like a parody of a reality show. So it's almost like YouTube vlogging, but then like as a TV show and like more abstract and artistic.
Yeah.
But the problem is that is very hard to do and continue to be compelling. There's another one called Better Things by Pamela Adlon, who is was executive producer on Louis. Is one of she also
I
plays in
love her in
Louis.
Californication. She's
Yeah,
Marcy.
she plays in Californication, and that one also was not as good. You know what I mean? And there, I thought it
Oh,
was.
she did one herself.
Yeah, it's about her. It's called Better
Ah.
Things.
But they always forget the comedy part.
It was, but it's very, very hard to do. You have to give that. It's very difficult to do this correctly. Like I'll completely admit that. Like, but you have to understand. It's just, I feel like at least with Better Things they tried. Yeah, I feel like here the focus isn't even like
You're talking about Master of None, right?
Master of None in particular. For this case, but they're all the same.
Yeah, but we're
focus
in this off
isn't-
topic. We're talking Netflix,
The
but
focus isn't
same.
like comedy or entertainment. The focus becomes like some sort of like socio-political comment. Like the whole thing is trying to be some sort of BuzzFeed article.
yes,
And I'm just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yes.
And I'm like,
That-
well,
Hey,
I
don't-
want to watch a show that's
you
entertaining.
got it
please.
spot
Thank
on,
you.
man.
That
And
is
this
exactly
This is
it.
the fucking reason people voted for Trump because
Well, okay, that's a leap, but
Boom.
okay,
I'm gonna make
okay,
it work.
I don't
I'm
know
gonna
about that
make it
one,
work.
but-
Try it.
I'm gonna make it work.
Try it.
Because it's millennials. It's young millennials again doing that same thing where they get pretentious and elitist and they want to go over people's heads, and then when they go over your head and you don't get it, it's because you're ignorant and you didn't read that right BuzzFeed article that you should have read. That's what
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
doing
yeah.
again. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah,
It's like if
yeah.
you don't like girls, probably kind of sexist, just a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
yeah. If you don't like Master of None, you're probably a racist. That kind of stuff. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the
They are the
attitude it
hipster.
gives.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the attitude it gives. It's like, oh, you don't get it because you're not. Oh,
You're not
no,
from. You're not from the right.
You didn't read the.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'll give
yeah.
you a book. It's a book you should read.
Yeah.
You see, and I'm
I
like,
hate that so much. I've got that a few times in my
and
university.
I don't. I just find that so. I find that whole
Everywhere.
behavior so condescending. You know, and you see. So, if you look at the creators, they do interviews.
Yeah.
Go look at how they talk about their show. They want to do this. It's not even like they're not. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course.
This is
Because
what
those
they're
are the
trying to do.
people that are on Netflix all the time.
You're right, man. Hey,
They
they're
don't
making
do it-
money.
It's true.
That's
No,
why it
but
works
that's
as a
They're
formula.
catering to that audience. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
huge. These shows are huge. Master of None is a huge show. I think it even won a couple Emmys or Golden Globes or something.
Yeah,
it's,
it did.
it's doing well in rating wise, and people are talking
killing
about it. and
Atlanta
everything.
too.
Yeah.
Girls too. So it works, but it's sad. It's
For
sad,
me, like
because
f-
for
like
me, that's
Master of
not-
None is it's okay. It's not great. It's not bad. It's not really bad. It's not that funny. So it doesn't qualify as a comedy. These shows should be comedies, but I always feel like they are trying to be dramas while they're not supposed to be dramas. I had a small problem with this with Orange is the New Black for a while. There also that it felt too much drifting into drama territory while it is a comedy. Why it should be a comedy. While it presented itself as a comedy, but the main problem for me with Master of None is just the acting and writing. It just feels so choppy, so weird, and at times
Yeah.
bad.
I remember the
Forced
last one,
awkwardness.
the last Master of None, and it's episode 2 or 3, I think. I
Mm.
didn't really watch it. It's the one where he has to watch the kid.
Oh, in
Yes.
the new season.
No, first
No,
one.
no,
like
first one,
episode
yeah.
2
Oh,
or 3.
okay.
With the
yeah.
sandwich.
With the
Yeah.
sandwich.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm just watching this whole thing, and I'm like, so what do we do now? What is... So the whole show is
it's just
just
so
watching this kid. But you see, my thing is, Louis will do the same fucking thing, but it'll
So
be
we're
funny.
talking about Louis the
Louis C.K.
Louis C.K.
It's his show. It's
Yes,
about
but
himself.
it's a...
way
it's
back.
It's not that way back.
Okay.
Last season came out like 2015 or something.
Yeah, like
Okay.
a few years
Yeah.
ago.
But-
Not way back.
No, Louis would do something just like that, and it would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and Curb Your Enthusiasm. Same
Yeah, but
thing.
that is because Louis goes for comedy.
That's because Louis is a fucking genius.
He,
man.
Louis goes for comedy, and he knows how to bring the comedy. I think Aziz
And he's a
and to
comedian
extent Donald
first.
Glover, they and also Alina Dunham, they don't know how to put
They're not
comedy in
comedian.
drama. They
Well-
don't know how to do a dramedy
Well,
well.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. First, I think also what your point is that they're all very young people.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And I think these shows have to be about your life, because also just aside from comedy, in the terms of like the existential sort of life review that they're trying to do, Louis is also better. Louis is better in every single way at this. Like
Yeah.
And I think it has a lot to do. He's older.
Hmm.
When you watch Louis, you see certain. I mean, there's the one where he dates. You've seen it, right? Like
Yeah.
the one where he dates that lady who's from Hungary or something for like several episodes.
Yeah.
Because he saved her grandma from being stuck in the elevator, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
just dating this girl, and they can't talk
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
she doesn't speak English.
Yeah.
But he falls in love with her completely. But she's going back to her home. It's fucking. It's like this is a thing. Like this is life. Like I
Curb
totally
Your
cared about
Enthusiasm.
this.
It's Larry David. He's just making money off reruns of Seinfeld. Doesn't know what to do with his life. Sometimes he takes projects and stuff. And just every single interaction he has with someone misinterprets something he says or does and something, and it has these massive consequences all the time. But he makes fun of himself.
But
He has
that shit works because it feels and probably is just his life.
It is, yeah.
It and Seinfeld also did that pretty well. But Girls, like one season, I could handle it for one season, but then I thought like, okay, I don't want to watch this anymore because this doesn't feel real. Like everything feels fabricated, fake. And the kicker was that it was just not funny. If it was funny, it could be fabricated. It could just be fake.
I think
I
do
can enjoy it.
type of thing, you have to. I mean, if you look at Larry David, Jerry Seinfeld, Louis, these are just absolutely genius comedians.
And they had the time to work on this shit.
They were older. Also,
Yeah.
I think to do this, you have to, because it's about life. You're fucking 20-something. The fuck do
Mm-hmm.
you know? Like, what do you like? It's just not interesting. It's just not interesting. It's just not interesting at all. They're just. I think they want to relate to young people with it, but it's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything. I feel
But
like it
because,
also.
like, Curb Your Enthusiasm, I'm just talking about that because you're doing Louis. Yeah.
No, because I actually don't watch comedy anymore. But I know this.
Wow.
Are you okay?
No, like seriously, no.
He wants to be sad.
But, no.
Sad as fuck.
Yo,
I was just
yo.
listening to this whole
Okay,
conversation about like this comedy and how this has changed and everything, right? But there's this new TV show, right, called Chewing Gum.
Oh,
It's
so Netflix.
amazing.
We're keeping
Anyway,
this
it's
Netflix thing
amazing.
going.
I
Yeah,
heard
so-
that.
so-
I heard that. I heard that was good.
I haven't.
This girl.
He talked
is
about this before,
hilarious,
but I haven't
man.
watched
This girl is hilarious.
Talk about it, man.
Oh, so I have to. Okay, so there's this girl. No, so there's this girl that it's actually it's a UK. I think it's
It's
UK.
British, yeah, I know that.
UK produced and everything. But there's this black girl. I think she's Ghanaian, Nigerian, and I think she's
Yeah, I know
around
it. I
the
know
age of 18,
Mm.
16, somewhere there. And it's very straightforward. Her mom is, the Nigerian African culture. Her mom is very religious. She has a weird sister, very weird dynamic with her uncle and everything. And they make fun of the stereotypical Englishman and the day in and day out drama that a girl her age goes through. And she's funny as hell. She doesn't take herself serious, even off camera, and it just
That's
resonates.
the thing.
That's the thing.
Not taking yourself
Yeah,
serious.
except
Louis and Larry David did
Don't
that.
take
Even
themselves
they go
serious.
into their divorce, which is a true story that happened to them. Stuff,
no,
and
all
still
their shit is
it's
always
like
the
now,
stuff in the shows are
now
often
that you're
real.
how
now
they
that
deal
you're
with it
talking about this
comedically.
shit,
Like they put comedy as
if
a mask.
we
over.
look at
all those people take their shit.
if we
super
look
seriously.
at Donald Glover, if we look at Lena Dunham and Aziz Ansari, maybe Aziz a little bit less than the other two, but they all take themselves very serious.
Yeah, they take themselves
yeah.
extremely seriously.
Yeah.
Extremely seriously.
Like
And they
Lena
take it into
Dunham,
their real life.
Lena Dunham, as soon as you say something about the show or tweet at her some shit, she will answer and she will let shit rain over you because you talk too much.
It's like
Donald is always playing a character. He's never
man, I could go on about this motherfucker.
Donald is always playing a character. He's never really being honest with himself or just
This
none.
motherfucker decides in the middle of a comedy series to do an episode that has no comedy whatsoever. Doesn't even try.
That like
It's just a drama episode.
it doesn't make any sense. Like
There
I
is
like
a
Atlanta,
reason.
but that
There
shit
is a
doesn't
reason.
work.
There is a reason that there exists the term the 1 hour drama. Dramas are done in 1 hour because you need a fucking hour
Yeah.
to do that shit.
No, but I'm like
But going back to
with
chewing gum,
Louis.
like is this?
Have you watched it?
I haven't watched this, so I don't know. But like I didn't know this. Like this was produced in England and all that kind of stuff. But is it like a good show? Have you what do you think about it?
It's a
I've
funny.
heard only
it's
good
a-
things. I've heard from most
seriously,
people
it's
it's a very
funny
good
as
show.
hell.
Yeah.
It's funny as hell, and
I don't know.
she makes the TV show. And the funny thing is,
And this is unknown girl, huh?
What?
She's unknown. Like,
She's unknown.
yeah.
She's
Oh,
unknown.
I think she's
unknown.
she's balling now.
Yeah,
but
she's
like
balling
now-
now.
because I
now,
figure
of course,
she's
yeah.
like
I think
16,
I-
18
I-
or something.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah,
heard- yeah. Before I didn't even know.
I forgot her name, but I've heard about it before.
Yeah,
Also,
she's
in
funny.
No, but like
She's
this.
huge.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
Is she,
I've heard
like-
about it.
Because Netflix has this tendency on every now and then to get these people from YouTube and other avenues and give them a show.
mhm.
I
So
don't know
is
if
she
she's
from that? Is
YouTube.
she-
I don't.
Is she from
I
that?
heard
from-
she had done a thing before. Actually,
Mhm.
I heard
Okay.
something like that.
okay.
That it was
No,
from
but
something else.
she's hilarious, man. She's funny as hell because it's not only what she does. It's not only her as a character, but her mom, for example. Like she's very religious, and so her world and the way she's shaped is based on obviously like Christian values,
Mm.
and you see that also resurfacing in what she does and why she doesn't do certain things and her limitations and la la la. But it's very funny. It's very
Here's
funny.
the thing.
You should watch it.
It's always about like dialogue. There people can say something, but you can also say something in another way, and you can just be hilarious in the way you say things. And this is what I see with Louis and Larry David. They every piece of dialogue, even if it's like normal stuff, it's hilarious. The way they
Yes.
say things, it's like the character.
Her facial
hilarious.
facial
There's a scene-
expressions and
there's a
everything.
You
Yeah.
can't
Louis,
force that. It's
yeah.
just natural.
There's a scene in Louis that nails this. Is where he goes to the doctor. He has back pain,
Yeah.
and the doctor basically just tells him, "You're using your back wrong." Because
Yeah.
in evolution,
Yeah.
we're actually supposed to walk on all fours,
Mm-hmm.
but now we decide to walk, upright.
Yeah.
So you're using, a curtain or something, or so a clothing line,
Mm-hmm.
but as a flagpole, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And he's just like, so what do I do?
Yeah.
My
Basically, like,
back
oh,
hurts.
no, fuck
He's like,
that.
take this, and he's like, for how long do I take? He's like, no, you just take this now. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. It's dark. That's dark comedy too. 'Cause
And
it's
I'm
pretty
like, that's life.
That's how that shit
Yeah,
happens.
it's like super funny.
Yeah, it's like life's playing a joke on you. That's what they play on a lot, and Seinfeld does as well.
Yeah,
the
so
social interactions.
that's what these comedies have to do, man. Like
They're forcing it. They're trying.
Yeah,
there's
I
a, there's a
know.
lot of
It's-
stuff
but
that's
it's
being
just-
forced
but we
right
have
now.
to, I mean, we have to also maybe this might be a good segue towards an end or an
Okay.
ending note. Maybe we have to be more open-minded, though, right? Maybe the kids. Hold on. Maybe
Yeah.
the kids, the new generation, because it's working.
Yeah, it
Why
always
does
works
it
out
work?
to
Tell
that.
me that then. Why? Because I genuinely don't understand.
The reason why I think Master of
People
None
respond
works
to it.
is because it has it managed to in its run, because if you're binge watching something, you just keep watching it even if you don't like it that much. That it doesn't stop a lot of people from not watching it even if they don't like it that much. That's just how binge watching works.
Yeah.
But the show manages to make you at least care for Aziz, his character, because he gets in a situation a lot of people get in. He gets close to somebody,
Yeah.
and then at some point that girl is with somebody else,
Yeah.
and you start getting feelings from that
Who's
girl.
a
and
friend
all
of yours, but not really.
that. Yeah,
you don't know what to do.
you're in a
Yeah.
place where the two, like, it's that
Friend zone.
relatable shit. It's that very relatable shit,
Huh?
but it is
Friend zone.
No, not necessarily. Like more like him and this girl like each other, but the girl's dating a guy who he knows, but not really his friend, and he
it's
doesn't know what to do.
It's-
Those kind of situations that sometimes happen. You don't know what to do.
it's that
I
relatable
mean-
shit. But
Yeah.
that is for a lot of people. For a lot of people, that is enough to hook them. That's enough for them to get to the end.
Yeah, but
For
like,
me, I like the
people-
I enjoyed the show because it was good enough.
I think people highly underestimate the craft of balancing drama and comedy,
Oh, for
or
sure.
just doing. You have to first of all,
Yeah.
if you're gonna pick one, because doing both.
Yo,
is
Look at
very
Atlanta.
unnecessary most
Look at
of-
Atlanta. Atlanta didn't balance that shit.
No,
Every
they
now and then there was an episode very funny, like hilarious. But then you got a shitty episode where the drama was way too much and it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, and the
Perfect.
thing is,
Example: Friends. They balanced it.
they,
It was
yeah, they
hilarious,
managed
but
it.
there was drama. There was so much drama, but it was hilarious.
I don't know. Though, it's a sitcom.
Sitcoms
Yeah.
are a little bit different, but they balanced it. They managed to balance it.
They keep it balanced. I mean,
But they knew what they wanted to do. They knew that funny
it
needed to
wasn't-
be 70% and you needed like 30 or
Yeah.
20%
They
of
definitely
drama.
succeeded.
Even though
They
everything
knew
was
that.
I
centered
don't
around
think you can
drama.
compare sitcoms with.
for sitcoms are very different though. But I get what you mean. But I think sitcoms are very different.
They
I
are
think
inherently. We'll have an episode about sitcoms.
No, but it's about
maybe
the
in-
formula,
Yeah,
like the
okay,
balance and
okay.
that. Like if it wasn't a sitcom, if you just done it normally, it would have still worked.
I think a show that nails that right now just came out. New season on Netflix is Orange is the New Black. I think they nailed that with comedy and drama, where it's funny, but it's also highly dramatic at the same time, and it does both.
They managed to do that well.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't watch.
No, I told you why I didn't. For me,
What season are you at?
I was at season. What season am I at? Season 3.
So how don't you see this?
They nailed it. That show really nailed it.
For me, at some point, it felt too much that they went too drama over comedy.
The art of
little
dramedy.
bit.
No, man. Genji Cohen, she does that. If we have to talk about anybody that does this, Genji Cohen. She does that just incredibly well. Just balancing a comedy and drama. But it's not about herself or about real life or so. It's very different. Like these shows like Louis and stuff, they're more, it's like a sort of existential comedy type of thing. You know, existential comedy. Like, it's about the life and real situations, awkward situations. It's very different. But there also you have to make that balance. But I think these new shows, they just, I don't know. It's like some new hip thing. It's like, oh, this episode's gonna be comedy. And this episode, I guess I feel sad. So now we're doing this.
That doesn't
It's
make
like,
any sense to me at all.
no,
Yeah.
you don't.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like they feel like they can let go of format. That's what a lot of new kids with music too. These fuckers you listen to.
Yeah, but to me,
in movies, too.
No, but
They
he's
just
right.
feel-
He's
they
right.
go
Though.
like,
He's
okay,
right.
Okay,
He's right.
We're young and we want to change things. We want to be different. So we're just gonna do what we want the way that we want it.
That's true.
So fuck the old rules.
That's
I'm
true.
Like the rules
Our rules for a
are there
reason.
for
Yeah.
certain things work. for
The
a
way I
reason.
see it is, you can break the rules, but first make sure you understand the rules. You can do whatever you want as soon as you show that you know how the base works. If you can make a good show, then you can start tweaking stuff to look at, hey, how can I make this my own
But
shit?
again, I will be balanced and admit that maybe there's something we don't understand because these shows are like
But-
highly successful. Like Girls is probably going to be a classic show, even though I don't think it should be.
It should not be.
It probably will be. Just the
Other
impact.
different people relate to different things.
But I think it had a lot to do with social media
Yes.
It came up at the right
and
moment.
the
yeah.
fact that she became a public
she
figure. For
and she
feminism,
got
and
she got lucky
made it-
with BuzzFeed getting BuzzFeed like supporting her in
Well,
what
she
she
is
does and
BuzzFeed.
everything.
She fucking is BuzzFeed.
In a sense, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think she just nailed sort of like the sentiment of today, the type of people that we don't hang around, but that whole vibe, and that's what made it work. That's what the show is. It's also so random, and like the people who watch the shit are random. So no offense, but still.
But also, you need a good supporting cast. What I find interesting, very interesting about Seinfeld is that there's no one who carried the show. There was 4 characters, and all of them were essential. Like there was not one guy. It was a Seinfeld that was called, but he wasn't carrying the show.
True.
I would say even George was carrying it more.
George probably was. Yeah, George is
Yeah.
my favorite.
So
character.
that's the whole cast. That
That's
was
completely true.
very interesting.
completely true.
Yeah. And now they're trying to. Now the supporting characters of, like, for example, Master of None aren't funny at all.
No.
Okay, so this-
no.
He's
Oh,
like
they didn't-
taking himself serious. He wants to be the funniest guy.
The supporting characters are not are not
No.
interesting at all.
Girls
John
and-
Legend makes an appearance.
Yeah, but that would
Fucking random. It's just,
like the show is not bad. I want to keep saying that because I really liked watching it, but it's just not. It is not good.
Let me tell
at
you why.
all
Wait,
either.
right. For me, is the episode where they wanted to do this whole heritage thing. I think that's episode 4. When they start having flashbacks to like, so
Oh,
he
the
has
parents.
to where India and their parents stuff, and like the other ones.
I like
Asian
that
friends.
episode. That
I
seemed
didn't.
that seemed pretty. That seemed
No, I
pretty good.
hated it. That's why I stopped watching.
What
I stopped
made
in the
you?
middle of the episode. I stopped where the chicken.
Oh
the
shit!
Asian, it's in China. Something got chicken.
Yeah,
I'm like,
they went back in flashback.
Yeah.
but listen. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You don't have the
He made
you
some
don't
sob
you
story.
don't have the juice like that.
No.
You don't have the juice because it's like in okay, so we all watch football, soccer, right?
Yeah,
It's in
yeah.
the Netherlands, it's called football.
Yeah,
right? Okay,
For
for the listeners who don't get it.
that's
Yeah?
how you should call it.
You know how we play it a little bit too. You know how like when like Cristiano Ronaldo knows how to do these tricks,
Yeah.
and you see some other motherfucker trying to do the same trick, and you're like, you see,
you're not there
kinda,
yet.
I see what trick you were trying to do,
But then it flipped off the
but you
back of your
didn't
heel
do it.
and-
You need
That's
to
how I feel with this.
You need to practice doing the basics before you get to the
Because
trick.
Louis did stuff like this. Louis would have shows, episodes where there's like random stuff where it opens like there's garbage people
Yeah.
like making noise outside, and like to make it funny, the garbage people like come into his room and they start hitting things. Like it's abstract humor, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
or there's a brilliant scene where he gets beat up by a young girl, for example.
Uh-huh.
Like these random
They
things,
just let it
and they
happen.
try to do that type of stuff too. So he was trying to do this whole like Louis has a whole episode series. No, this is a good example where he has a flashback to when he was a kid, and then fucking what's the guy's name? The guy was in. Anyway, Jeremy Renner. Yes, he plays a drug dealer, and I think it's Philip Abramson plays his dad, and it's about how when he was a kid. It's like 3-4 episodes long about just all flashbacks about just 3-4 episodes in a row. You remember this, right?
Yeah,
He was a kid. He was dealing with drugs or something in his whole thing, and he nails it. And you are completely. It's mostly dramatic actually, those episodes, but they're also still funny.
It's just about natural talent. It's when you're natural. You can
Yeah, but
just do
you
that.
you
And
need
then
to.
with this, I feel like they were trying to do something special here. Just to finish it, they were trying to do something like, "Oh, see, I was our heritage."
It's
and
too
blah, blah.
fabricated.
But I was like, dude, like it's so
It's
forced.
fabricated.
That episode
and
was
produced.
not about trying to be funny or anything. It was just about explaining what it means for them to be a second generation immigrant. Or
Yeah,
what
but
it
you
needs
have a
to be.
comedy series. You're not a fucking like Vice documentary.
That's it. What you said that right there is exactly it. You can't before you do anything else in your show, know the core of your show. Your show is a comedy show. You cannot do anything that goes beyond that wall, as it were. At first, you need to make sure your show is funny. Then you can look at other
Then
shit.
you could do everything exactly.
Yeah, like Louis and Curb Your Enthusiasm both. Technically, they're filmed just with one camera, especially the first few seasons, and it's just like
camera.
it's like
camera.
I think most of the time it wasn't even a set. They were just going to a restaurant, and it was the case, and they were just filming there.
Mhm.
You know, just camera, record,
Yeah.
do your scene. It's that simple because they're so natural. It wasn't produced. It wasn't forced. You know, it wasn't really. It was improvised a lot, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
And
no,
that's when you
these
can
new
tell.
motherfuckers, they don't have the juice like that, man.
No.
They're trying to do something they don't.
They're trying
they're
to
not good.
like what I think.
But they're winning.
act-
They're
they
winning
act
Golden
silly.
Globes. So again, maybe it's just something that I don't get.
No, it's
could be.
I'm just like comparing it to the other ones, but it's a good show in and of itself. Like for now,
they're
for the current.
Yeah,
current-
so it's a good show in and of itself.
But
if you look
I
at them,
feel like,
if you
you
look
know-
at them in self-contained pods, as it were, or self-contained shows, they're interesting.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
enjoyable. If I look at Atlanta alone, I could see why people like it. If I look at Master of None, I could see why people like it.
We're
If I
looking
look
at
at
the big
Girls,
scheme
I
of
could see why
things.
people could like it. But if you compare to the other, to their peers, to other shows that are similar to it, you just see what's wrong with these things.
Yeah, but they're appealing to people younger than us as well that haven't had the Seinfeld reruns as well and haven't really been into that the other forms of comedy.
I
I
think
guess.
everybody nowadays takes themselves too seriously, and they relate to other people who
Mhm.
take themselves too seriously. That's
Yeah.
really especially these young millennials. I think it's really
Yeah.
a millennial hype, and it'll
Remember,
stick-
you're still in the
Technically,
millennial.
we're millennials, but the
yeah,
young
you're still.
But he's saying young millennials.
Young
it'll
millennials.
be iconic in the sense that it grasped that time.
Mhm.
But for me, I just don't know. They're just not very good shows. They're just not very good shows. I don't get it.
I totally understand why you would say that.
I
And
just don't-
to a certain extent, I agree with you. But that, like, for me, I keep saying it. There are still some. I still enjoy some parts of them, and it's enough for
So
me
you
to
were
watch
sitting
them.
here watching Master and None. You didn't watch Orange is the New Black. You see this motherfucker? How am I supposed to have meals with you? How
Wow.
am I supposed to have meals?
No, but I
with you?
mean, like Master and None is like these really short episodes. Just like
Orange is the
watch
New
them.
Black, probably top 5 series right now.
Top
Probably
five,
You got-
top five.
But
you got-
before we
you
were
got-
before
So
we
actually,
hold on,
exactly.
hold on. We got Fargo. This new season is very good, by the way.
Mhm.
It takes a while, but when you get into it, it's actually extremely good. It's
Hey,
actually
I'm starting
very, very good.
episode 3, and I'm starting to get into it.
Yeah,
again.
yeah. It takes a while, but when you start to understand what they're doing, because now where I'm at, I'm like, oh, so this is what you're doing. Genius. Fargo, you got it's not that much out right now. It's
I'm
not.
watching Better Call Saul now, but yeah, you're not into it, I guess.
Nah, for me, it
Fargo, Orange is the New Black is up there.
Better Call Saul was not.
Mr. Robot
something
is
that
up
grabbed me.
there. May God fucking curse HBO for canceling Final. Otherwise,
Yeah, dude. Jeez, how? Yeah.
Okay.
I was just
That was a whole other
absolutely-
discussion.
But, so I don't know if I can put that in there, but I would
Nah,
definitely say
it-
those three are like.
Oh, so
top
why
three.
did they cancel Vinyl again?
Too expensive. or
Because
something.
life is evil.
Okay, but that's the same reason why they canceled Marco Polo.
Fuck you and your Marco Polo shit.
Marco
And with
Polo
that
and
said-
Vinyl, not the
And
same
with that said,
Hold on.
I think we moved.
I'm about to
No, we.
slap you.
Hold up.
So we moved away from
we both
moved
come
away
down.
from the actual Netflix format
Yeah.
to the comedy aspect of.
I wanted to get
Netflix
back to
and,
the Netflix for the last
actual
few
TV
bits.
I'm
TV
talking
shows.
about it. I'm
then-
talking about it.
Yeah.
Top
But-
5.
In your top 5, at least 3 shows or 2 shows are Netflix.
One. Orange is the New Black.
You said House Cards. I told you House Cards.
I
was
didn't put
also-
House of Cards.
I didn't put out.
House
but
of Cards
you
is
should, though. You
close
should-
now.
you should-
Maybe
but
now.
But Fargo
there.
is
Breaking
also
Bad
there.
is done.
Yeah, Fargo is Netflix.
Mad Men is done. So there's some space left now.
But Mad
But-
Men.
but-
season 5 is very good. All right,
You have
we're
two-
gonna
two of
give
your
House
to-
of Cards the number
but
5
two of your
spot. We're
top
gonna give it
5
the number 5 spot. We're gonna give it the number 5 spot.
Two of you, okay, then 3 of your top 5 are Netflix shows.
Top 5, top 5,
Top
top
3.
5.
Orange is the New Black, House of Cards,
Fargo.
Mr. Robot, Fargo.
Fargo.
Fargo's not a Netflix show.
It's a
It
Netflix
is
show.
not a Netflix
No,
show.
it's FX.
Yeah, but
But they have a deal with Netflix.
Yeah,
where
but they
get
put
to
it on
air
Netflix.
No,
Yeah,
They air
but
it.
it's not a Netflix show. It's not
Wait,
a,
it
no,
doesn't
no,
air
no, no,
anywhere
no, no,
else?
No, 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 no. Yes,
Wait.
FX.
The way you should
What the fuck
Netflix
is
shows
that?
are not Netflix shows per se. They are just Netflix just asked the production company
No,
to.
no, no, no,
Yep.
no. There's
To get
difference. There's a difference. There's
Yeah.
Netflix originals.
Mhm.
And you see all of the Netflix originals are listed
Here,
on Netflix.
Fargo Netflix original.
Since
It
when?
says.
It's always a
So
Netflix
it's
original.
been like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Netflix original.
Yeah.
Oh, they might have bought it.
I remember that.
I remember it's an FX show.
They probably have a stake in it now also because they put it out a lot. But 3 of your top 5 are Netflix shows. Like,
Top 5, top 5.
Yeah, I know the reference. I got you. Man. I got you. They don't understand. this
But
Drake shit.
why do you do that in the middle of my
They don't
sentence?
understand
Come on.
this Drake shit. They don't
Yeah.
understand this Drake.
But you need to don't do it in the middle of my
Well,
sentence.
if someone says top 5, you have to say top 5, top 5. That's how it works.
Okay, but 3 of them are in there. What does that say about Netflix's current state? Do you think? Like,
Oh, wait. Hold on. So we got Orange is the New Black. We got Fargo. We got
House of Cards.
Mr. Robot.
Mhm.
Marco
Game of
Polo.
Thrones. Game of
Oh,
Thrones.
oh, we forgot about
See,
it.
I told
Yeah,
you, Game
okay,
of
yeah,
Thrones has
yeah.
to be in
I
there.
agree with that.
And then, yeah, House of Cards.
Still,
So 3 are
still.
Netflix.
But like, what do you guys think that says about the current state of
Maybe
Netflix?
Jane the
Because
Virgin though instead of House of Cards.
Jane the Virgin is also good, man. I know.
Jane the
how-
Virgin is an incredibly good show.
He looks at it like we're saying
Jane
some
the Virgin is
bullshit.
an incredibly good
No,
show.
I haven't
It's-
watched
it's
it. I haven't
really
watched it. I
good.
can't say
Let's
anything
not add
about it.
another show to the discussion now.
It's we need to
Sorry,
talk
let's-
about
anyway,
it
the point is, what does it say about Netflix? Netflix been balling, man.
because if we look,
It's
if
a-
I look at the
it-
Netflix originals list now, there are a few. We have Better Call Saul on there. We have Orange is the New Black. We have 13 Reasons Why. We have Designated Survivor. That's doing pretty
Well,
well.
let's
Riverdale's doing
well,
pretty
you have to
well.
look at it like this. If you look at the turnover rate, though, right? If you look at all their originals,
That's what
you
I'm
look
trying
at
to
how
get
many
at.
of them are good.
Ugh.
They got 2
Yeah,
or something.
It's
right?
it's
They
it's
got
not looking good
House
for
of-
them.
House of Cards, Orange is the New Black.
They're making money though.
They're
They're
making
balling out.
they're
Listen,
making money on
because
a
their
few
platform
shows. Like
also, but their
if you're
platform
talking about the
is-
shows that are making money
This
for them,
Designated
you're talking-
Survivor shit.
you're talking about
Listen.
probably Designated Survivor. You're talking about
Survivor's not playing.
Orange is the New Black. You're talking about 13 Reasons Why. You're talking about Stranger Things. Those are the shows that are making money for them. Most of the other shows are not. Like they have a lot of shows that
I
are
mean,
not.
you have to think about it. They have a subscription model.
Mhm.
So in terms of making money for them,
No, but
they get the money anyways.
they get the money anyways. But you want people to watch as much as possible. You want people to come back.
You want to
Yeah,
keep your,
you wanna
your
keep people
viewers
watching,
on your
yeah, yeah,
profile,
you
on
wanna
your
keep them-
platform.
You want to get, but ideally, you want more people to sign up
Yeah.
because they get no other money.
Yeah, but if
None.
if
But
like,
like if only
nothing.
one of the 10
There's
shows
no
is good,
advertising.
people will subscribe.
exactly,
Exactly,
if
you know?
if people keep talking about 13 Reasons Why and why it's so good for them, they will subscribe at some point to watch it.
Yeah.
They did this one motherfucker, the OA. I wasn't
Oh,
feeling
that
at
shit
all.
was
I wasn't feeling that at all.
no.
I
Talk
wasn't-
about it.
bro. I want to talk about it, but it's a
Oh, we
struggle.
don't have.
We don't have
It's a
too much.
struggle.
Then.
We'll do that
Yeah.
another time.
But they have a lot of duds thrown out there, and yeah, it feels like they're just trying whatever they're not. They right now they're starting to be a little bit more selective, so they are starting with canceling a few stuff. They canceled the Get Down, Sense8, and Marco Polo in like a half
Sense8
year.
had a hot season too.
Yeah,
But that's
just
it.
had a season 2, but they canceled Sense8 and the Get Down mostly because they were too expensive and their turnover rate was not that good.
Cost. That's
Yeah.
why vinyl was really
Business.
expensive.
Testing and trying
Was
out the market.
vinyl was one of the most expensive shows ever. It was very
It
fucking
could.
expensive.
It makes sense because the settings.
It was
and
up there.
the-
No, it was really. It
Yeah.
was. It was extremely expensive.
And they were living an
Marco
expensive
Polo, too.
lifestyle in the movie, so they had to do all the settings of every single.
The interesting thing about the I don't want to talk about ignore him. Marco
Listen,
Polo
listen,
is just a
listen.
bad show. But one of the few things that I notice as I look at more of these shows coming on, Netflix is more and more getting into normal TV territory. So they're doing stuff like cooking shows. They're doing talk shows with Bill Nye,
Chelsea.
and Chelsea has also a talk show.
Documentaries.
Stand up.
They're doing they're
But they've been doing stand-up specials.
Stand-ups
even,
is-
even
yeah.
before they did.
But
stand-ups
documentaries. They have
the
high security
documentaries are also
prison
there.
stuff. Yeah.
But it seems like
yeah,
they're
what
more.
about the new president of France, Macron?
They have a.
Oh.
Yeah,
I didn't see what
They
I
have
seen
it.
that one
They have,
yet.
they have it.
Oh shit! I might watch that soon.
All right.
But it seems like
Cool.
it seems like they're getting more and more in normal TV territory. But do we think or
Movies too. Don't forget, big deal.
oh
That's a big deal. The movies, they're
they just
going on.
they just
They had a
announced like
Netflix
this
original
movie. Okay,
recently.
that this is like
They have a
Yeah.
bunch of Netflix
Bunch
original
of, yeah.
movies.
yeah they have a bunch of
Bunch.
Netflix original.
I think they had an
movies
Adam
here.
Sandler one. I have no.
Yeah, Adam.
Oh, they have a
Sandler,
lot
the
of
spy
them.
thing.
They did like 4 or 5 with them.
Future of
Yeah, but do we like they're trying to become more and more like a normal TV channel as it were with all these shows like.
But on demand, and that's what's genius. They're adapting
does
to the
that work
digital
though?
world.
Like if
Yeah,
if
it
I
works
look
better.
if I look at a
It's
talk
what TV
show,
is dying. This is what's new now. It's like YouTube. They take the YouTube, and why is YouTube bigger than TV?
It makes things to me though difficult because we don't have time much time, but I'll do it quickly.
continue.
The problem is that they don't make any more money off. So these very off of like ads or something. So these very expensive shows, yeah, if it's just costing them too much and you don't have enough people watching it on the platform,
Yeah.
then it gets canceled.
Yeah.
But if you have some sort of way in which people could pay, like to see certain shows or something. Like that would you could keep certain shows alive because I feel like no one does that obviously. It's always
Yeah.
but I feel like Netflix also has a very specific user base and that also influences the type of shows that they make. Just like any other platform.
Yeah.
And that's why certain shows are successful there because it's very targeted for specific people. But there's a lot of people who might want to watch other types of things. that
Yeah,
they
but
don't.
then they
On
watch
demand
TV.
on demand is not enough
So
to.
with that said,
Wow.
So with that said, okay, we
Sure.
we thank you for listening. We're
Thank
the
you very
Three
much.
Angry Men.
Oliver.
Jeff.
Nick.
Danke. And we hope to see you. We hope you're going to listen next time. Three Angry Men.
What's happening?
We should never
follow
let you
our-
do the
follow-
end card anymore.
follow
We
us
should
on-
never do this
Follow
anymore.
us on Facebook.
He's
On
gonna follow through.
on Twitter.
He's gonna pull through.
Let's see, like guys.
You should never
Donate
do
on
this
YouTube.
again.
Instagram.
Instagram, and see you next week.
The
You
Owners
suck
Media.
at this.
The Owner Media.
AirFM official
Okay.
AirFM.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Till next time. Thanks for listening. Follow us on social media at 3_Angry Men on Instagram and Twitter. On Facebook, follow us at 3 Angry Men Podcast. And on iTunes, please rate and subscribe and leave a review. Let us know what you thought.
And follow AirFM on Facebook and Twitter at official AirFM and on Instagram at air.fm.